Welcome to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex. Today we're going to be taking a look at my favourite deals coming in under $10 or your local currency, and here I cover the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. It's definitely a little quieter than usual on the eShop right now, but we still have a solid selection of budget deals for you all, so hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals near daily, and let's get started. If you are thinking of grabbing anything then from the eShop, consider using cornershop.gg and use code CORNER at checkout for 10% off. They are instant delivery eShop gift cards, so it makes those games just a little bit cheaper. Phoenotopia Awakening then to kick us off, and I adored this game. Now it's back, matching the low price with 50% off. I'll not only link my full review of this one in the pinned comments, but I actually went to a recent games convention too, where I was able to pick up a physical copy as well, so I'll include that alongside it. It's an action-styled RPG, though side-scrolling. It takes influence from Zelda 2 with those, 2D locations, but then top-down for map exploration. On launch to this one, it was incredibly challenging with some brutal boss encounters, but it has since been tamed thanks to a patch and the story. All of the adults disappear. You are now investigating what occurred. I just loved the world, and it comes highly recommended from me. Bioshock the collection then is on sale here with a new low price, 80% off, and that it's a steal for what is 3 incredible first person shooters, though I will say here they're not particularly action packed as such. They're often even strategic, and they do lean into what is an incredible narrative as well, from Rapture and Underwater City for the initial releases to A City in the Sky. It's really though for me the special abilities that make this so fun, and you definitely won't guess what is coming. The world though just fascinating throughout, and if I had to rank them, I'm going the first as my favourite, then the third game closing out with the second. Think everything here though, from enemies that are going crazy to those that are just best left alone. Incredible port work finally visually, and my full performance review, it is in the pinned comment down below. Save Me Mystico Definitive Edition then, it's a unique one. In my understanding with this, the devs got screwed over by the original publishers. Limited run, they stepped in, picked it up and helped them out. While you may have mixed feelings about the recent sale of the limited run company, this was definitely them doing some good, because it's a great game that deserved a full chance at success. Here though we are getting a new low price, 50% off, and it's basically an old school Game Boy-esque platformer that packs in puzzles, special abilities thanks to hats that you can collect, side quests and then difficulty options as well. You no doubt need to appreciate the era given the visual style, but it's one I grew up on personally, so I was always going to be a sucker for it. Out of Line then is for the puzzle platformer fans. It's another one I reviewed on the channel, find that linked down below. Now here we are getting a new low price of 50% off, and I'm going to say I'm comfortable recommending it. In my review I call it slightly above average. The main mechanic here, it's basically a spear that can be leveraged to guide your exploration, but it shows some real creativity. I also even really like the visual style. The problem I do have though, it's the story. There's really very little to it. Instead it's a line of text found on the eShop description, and that is a shame because it's really unique, and by its design you really want to kind of learn more about it and the inhabitants, but you never get the opportunity. Hopefully it gets a follow-up where they do focus more on these characters and build and flesh this world out, because I think it could honestly be something special. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer then is one of the many Aspire Star Wars releases on the Switch, but it's one of their best and a personal favourite. While it's a disliked entry movie-wise, this was pretty much the best scene, and it was perfect for a video game. The idea is simple though, choose one of many racers and pods and face down what is a career mode or quick races. What they got so right for me was the fast pace, the handling, alongside some incredibly creative track design. I just wish it had online and multiplayer. I think it would have been a real win here. Instead it's local only. I also know it wouldn't have been, crazy busy online either, but it's Star Wars. I'm sure it would have gained at least a loyal following to keep it somewhat active. Big week for me personally then, picking up budget games with 3 in total. First up, I'm grabbing Mary Skelter 2, and I do want to preface this as always with never played them, so do understand it's not a recommendation, but rather you might want to join me for the ride. That said though, I do have a massive sale on currently, and it's clear folks are pumped about this particular one because I'm seeing a ton of people talking about it in the comments, so I'm finally looking forward to jumping in. This one though, it's a first-person dungeon crawler, fairy tale inspired. It's all about turn-based combat, real-time movement. It also then packs the first installment as well, that is Mary Skelter Nightmares, so it's going to be a lot of game for your cash here. It's 100 hours, easy for completionists, and it's a new low price then, 75% off. Mega Dimension Neptunia 7 then, and full transparency, I actually picked this up in a previous sale, but it's sat in the backlog. I played maybe an hour, if that, hence it's going in this section of the video. A JRPG though, it's turn-based combat. My overall understanding here is each character represents a different gaming system, and we are fighting through a world called Game Industry. It's promising dungeon minigames though, free worlds and stories, and new transformations for these characters in battle, which provide additional special skills. It's definitely one you should watch a full review on, given it's no doubt a lot deeper than I'm giving it credit for here, but it's a new low price, 70% off, and my only real concern is, will my lack of experience with the series impact my enjoyment with this one? My final pickup then, Within the Blade. I've loved the look of this one purely on the thumbnail for a while now. I'm basically judging a book by its cover, but it's cheap enough for me to take the risk upon. It's an action platformer with RPG elements, so it's all about taking on the role of a ninja traversing feudal Japan, and it promises here stealth elements as well alongside the action. It's all about reclaiming control over our realm. It's promising though multiple weapons, boss encounters and crafting along with gore, so it sounds like a winner to me. Reviews, they seem to suggest some flaws, with a Metacritic rating sitting around 65%, but I've seen much worse scores at $5 or your regional equivalent. It's a new low price then, that is 50% off. INMOST then to kick off the final 3 games today, and this I literally played this week. Chucklefish reached out, it's got a horror vibe to it. I'm actually right now on the lookout for Halloween styled content, and this definitely a unique one. It's pretty bite-sized as well, maybe 3 to 4 hours, but it's a puzzle platformer. It gives me that Limbo Inside Little Nightmares vibe, if anything. Where it's unique though, like inside Limbo, it is black and white, but instead here it's actually very pixelated in its design, and it's been built to be played with story in mind and in a single sitting. It's kind of the usual with the genre, meaning story-wise the less you know the better, but it's going to be 3 interconnected stories. That is, a knight adventures into the depths of what is a deteriorating castle, a child uncovers the past of an eerie house, and a wanderer searches for answers. I will be doing something with this one though in a horror series of reviews I want to do come October, but it is a new low price, 75% off, and if you are concerned here about scares, I wouldn't call it necessarily scary, rather it's more about a horror-esque atmosphere. Our final games of the video then, Borderlands. We get 2 new releases on sale right now. That's going to be the Game of the Year edition as well as the Handsome Collection. Now the Game of the Year edition, that's the first game, but with the addition of all 4 add-on packs as well as new weapons and visual upgrades. This is where it all started though, a local 2-player game or online 4-player looter shooter, and it is fantastic stuff. Love the cel-shaded style though, the character and the world in general is just incredible. It was just so different at the time of release, it kept me absolutely hooked. It's also leaning heavily into RPG elements as well thanks to skills, but again, like Pandora, is a pleasure to explore. The Handsome Collection then, it's the second game, the pre-sequel as well, but it also packs all expansions and add-on content. The first game though, that is 67% off for a new low price, and the second then, that is 75% off, and that is also a new low price. And that is the video down. I do think 2K Games won this week with both Bioshock and Borderlands on sale with new low prices, but let me know in the comments if you'll be picking anything up. With that then, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals near daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.